All right, so I've got like maybe 10 minutes to make this video, and that's really all that I need to make it. I'm testing out the LiveWire One light cowl on the Mulholland. I'll show you just a second. So I made an adapter so that way you could take the mounting pieces off the LiveWire One, slap it on the Mulholland, and you've got the light cowl. I think it's a pretty good look. I mean, obviously it's got the my windscreens on there, which you wouldn't have to have that on there. But I just wanted to do a speed test just to make sure that this all will work out good. I wanted to make sure that the angle is good, angle of the windscreen itself, of the cowl. And just see how it performs. But I wanted to talk about the differences between the S2 bikes. Now granted, I haven't ridden the S2 Alpinista yet, but I feel like based off of what my friends have said that own it and what others have said, I feel like I have a good idea of how I can recommend the S2 to different people, or the advice I get, because I get questions quite often as far as, you know, not only which LiveWire should people get, but which S2 bike should people get. And I feel that I have a pretty good grasp on the ergonomics of all of them to kind of make the recommendation, or to at least help you know how to think about each different S2 bike. But first I'm gonna try a test at 55 miles an hour, which is kind of my average speed around here. And just to see how the screen performs. Alright, so it's not too bad. I don't feel anything, but I can definitely hear the wind going around me. But if I crouch down, it's just completely silent nearly. But I do have a taller windscreen that I'll have to try at a different time. Anyways, let's talk about S2s, and more specifically, how do you pick which one you should go with? And ultimately, the best way to know is to try to test ride them if you can. I mean, that is the best way to figure out which motorcycle is the right one for you. You got to test it. But how do you know which one to even start looking at? So we're going to talk about the S2 bikes. We're not going to talk about the LiveWire One. So you have the S2 Del Mar, the S2 Mulholland, and you have the S2 Alpinista. And I want you to think of 3 roads that are all side by side. You've got just a regular paved road like the one that I'm riding on now. That one's right in the middle, and to the side you've got a racetrack, and then to the other side you've got like a dirt gravel road. The Mulholland is planted firmly on that street. It doesn't do racetracking really well. I mean, you could, and it doesn't really do off-road gravel road, but again, you know, you could. I have ridden the Mulholland off-road, but I would say as far as ergonomics, tires, rims, it's perfect for riding on the street, cruising around on the street. Then you have the S2 Del Mar, or it's sitting on that borderline of a dirt gravel road and a street, and the rider's got a foot on the road and the rider's got a foot on the gravel dirt trail. The S2 Del Mar, it's, I would say, out of the box, it's already ready, it's already equipped to handle semi off-road conditions. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say that I would do like a huge like off-road route on like a BDR or something like that. And if you don't know what a BDR is, then you probably shouldn't be thinking about the Del Mar. As a stock bike, it can handle gravel trails, dirt trails very well. As long as the conditions are dry, it's going to handle it very well right out of the gate. No modifications needed. It can also handle the street really well. I think, you know, even LiveWire's marketing changed the name of it to a street tracker. Kind of weird, but but it can handle both. And then let's go to the other side of the S2 Alpinista. It's got double 17-inch wheels, and it's also right on the edge or the border of a street and a racetrack. It's got the ergonomics, it's got the wheels, it's got the performance that makes it really great for riding on the track. But it also, it also yields itself well to riding on the roads. I would say, which out of those three different areas, which one would you want to do the most? Some people, they like to do track days. I don't. I've never done a track day, but I really don't. I don't know. I guess I would have to do it first to really be able to say, like, I don't like track days. But looking at other people doing it, it doesn't really strike an interest in me off the bat. But if that's something that you like to do, and you like just kind of riding around in general, maybe the Alpinista is up your alley. If you're like me, you drive by a gravel road and you think to yourself, I wonder where that goes. Then the S2 Del Mar is the one that you need to be looking at. Again, take this with a big grain of salt that you can take any of these bikes anywhere you want to go. You can do anything with enough money. But I would think that if you don't want to worry about modifying things or changing things or putting different kind of tires on just to get the bike to perform where you want to ride, I'm talking about just strictly as a stock bike, no changes whatsoever. I think if maybe you're a beginner and you really don't know what you want, I think that the Mulholland is probably going to be one of the better options. And you could probably, if you know for a fact that you don't want to ride on gravel trails, and some people, they just don't want to, it makes them really nervous, and it's, I completely get that. Sometimes gravel dirt trails, traction can be a little squirrely, and that worries other people. Nothing wrong with that. So I would lean more towards Mulholland Alpinista. That's how I think about it, having ridden both the Mulholland and the Del Mar. I wouldn't say extensively in the Mulholland. I've put, let's see, how many miles I've put on this thing since I've had it. I've put 1,200 miles on the Mulholland so far, maybe a little bit more. And so I feel like that I could probably speak to the ergonomics of it. What I said many, many months ago in terms of how the bikes each feel is the Mulholland, it's like a chill bike. You just want to get on it, you just want to cruise around. You're not trying to necessarily go anywhere. You just want to take an afternoon and you just want to go ride, cruise around, and that's pretty much it. The Mulholland is perfect for that. If you want to get a little squirrely, if you want to aka do some hood rat shit and shred some stuff, then get the Del Mar. I guess probably the Alpinista, you could probably do that too if you're just doing it on the streets. But having said all this, I should be down in Virginia Beach sometime soon, and I will certainly do a test ride of the Alpinista, just so that I can again speak from a little bit more of an informed position. Because I do want to be able to give people a good recommendation off of whatever it is that they want to do. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the S2. That's how I would break it down in trying to figure out which one you want to get or which one you want to start looking at. But I mean, this is going to be a really short ride. I think the windscreen's doing really well. The cowl, the front cowl, it's really impressive what 3D printed parts can do. Obviously, if I were to, the final one will be made out of either steel or aluminum, just depending on how my manufacturer can make it. But it's a very minor change or minor thing to make. I will say that if you ever are interested in doing this with the Mulholland and you don't already own a LiveWire One, it's not going to be the cheapest thing. The plastic cowl itself, not the windscreen, this is all my stuff. The plastic cowl for the black one, it's like 240, 50, 60 bucks, something like that. And then the actual little metal frame that it holds everything in, that itself is 140 bucks. And then you've got like these little rubber grommets and screws and stuff. Those are all, I don't want to say relatively cheap, but they're not very expensive. I think it looks really cool. Obviously it's compatible with my windscreens now. You could also probably do this with the Alpinista. I don't know what their triple camp looks like, so I would have to look at it to be able to tell, but I think it looks better than the windscreen that I had on my tour, which I'm gonna start editing that video today. It's gonna take a while to edit though. Got 4 or 5 days worth of footage to go through. What was your method to determining which S2 to get Put it in the comments below. I'm sure it's going to help out people that are in the buying a motorcycle phase. But that's going to be it. Make sure you subscribe for the next video. Peace out.